Hi, in this video, I'd like to show some features of the web browser scene view. The first step would be to install it. The installation instructions can be found at this link here. I already have it installed, and I want to install one more piece, this Unselectable script. That'll just add one more feature to it. So just follow this link to get to the Unselectable script, and here you can download it. I already have it downloaded, so I'm just going to take it and drag it into the link editor to install it. And there we go, Unselectable installed. And I get a little lock icon here. All right, to start up the web view, I'm going to right-click this web icon. And I'm going to double-click here, Control-C to copy. And then I'll left-click on the icon to start the web browser, or the web server. Now I'll go over here to my browser and paste the address and go to it. And there we have the scene. Okay, I'll add a couple of things to the scene. I'm going to add a sphere, a box, torus, and maybe one more thing, a cone. You'll see here that adding new items doesn't update the scene view. That's where you have the refresh button here at the bottom. So just click that to update and get the missing items. Okay, first thing I'll show is the visibility. I have the sphere here. If I click on this, the sphere will disappear. And it'll get the icon like in trueSpace model side, showing that it's invisible. And just click it again to make it visible. Let's see, okay. I have the Bobby character. If I right-click here, I can expand all, and that'll expand the entire hierarchy of the character. And while I have him open, I'm going to, down here, click on the Show Type, which shows the different types of objects. Like a light shows as a light, a camera is a camera, and the Bobby character is a group item that contains a skeleton, and way down here, a mesh. And it shows the hierarchy of the skeleton. It only shows the joints, but it doesn't show the bones that are connected to the joints. I can show the bones by clicking on this option down here, and that'll show the bones. Let me expand that, it got a little bit too wide. And that'll show the bones next to the joints with their names. You can click on the bone to select the bone. And we hear down here that the neck bone was selected. I'm going to go ahead and hide the bones and get rid of the show type just to clean it up a little bit. And I'll collapse the Bobby. Can also collapse by right-clicking and collapse all. And that closes that up. On the web server here, we have the enable selection locks, and that's needed to lock items. So right now I can select the cube, the sphere, anything I want. But if I come over here to the web view, I can lock items by clicking here, and locked items will have a yellow X. So now I shouldn't be able to select the sphere and the cube. I'll try to select it here, it won't let me. If I go to the 3D view, try to select the sphere, I ended up with nothing selected. Same thing with the cube, but things that are not locked, I can still select them. I'll go ahead and unlock those. I can group items. I can click to select and control click to select other items. And I can right click and I can group those. I'll just do an ordinary group instead of group 3D first. And the tree won't update until you refresh it. And that'll show the object with the 3 items inside of it. I can right click here and I can explode the group to get rid of the group and get everything back the way it was. So now all the items are outside and the group is gone. Okay, I'll try I'm going to control click. I'm going to right click and group 3D these 2 items. And now they're grouped together and they have a transform so they can be moved around. I'm going to refresh the tree to get that group. You can remove an item from a group. So I want the torus outside of the group now. Just right click and choose remove from group. Now the torus is outside. And if I want to remove all items from the group, I just right click and explode the group. Now because this was a 3D encapsulated object, we get a transform still hooked up to the items that were inside the group. So I just need to delete that, and transforms don't show inside the scene view because they usually live inside of like the cube. If I open up the regular scene view, you can see it has a transform inside of it and a bunch of other things that usually you don't need to see. Another difference from the built-in scene view is that the built-in scene view has everything. It has the preferences, has the project, the scene itself, whereas the web-based scene view starts at the scene, or the scene is the top or root level item. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Oh, here at the bottom I can show there's an alpha order, so you can sort everything alphabetically, or uncheck it to do it by the item creation time. I can grab the cube and control click, say, the sphere, and I can parent those items. So the cube will be parented to the sphere. Now the sphere is the parent item, and wherever it moves, the cube follows along. And that relationship is shown here in the scene view. Now if I want to unparent, I just click the child, right click, and unparent. And now the cube is independent again. Let's see what else we got. Oh, we can delete items. I'll delete the sphere. And the sphere is gone. We can rename items by just clicking on them and then typing. So now that cone is called hello there. Okay, I'm going to change this to a animation view to show this a little better. I have the torus selected, and I'm going to open the link editor to the node. Click on that, it opens up the link editor with the torus centered inside of it. If I right click and open node in the link editor, it'll go inside the torus. So we can see all the elements inside the torus. I'm going to close that up. Okay, now I can hide. Oh, actually that's the hide selected and show selected is the same thing as clicking on the icon here to hide and show. I can hide several things. And looks like my things are I'm going to refresh the tree because it looks like something may be missing. Oh, that's right. I forgot I renamed the cone to hello there. Okay, I'll hide that too. I can right click and you can show all or just show selected. I click show all, we'll bring them all back and update the scene view. Okay, I think that's actually everything I wanted to show. There's a few things, not everything that happens in the 3D view is going to update the view, and you may need to push the refresh tree button every now and then to update. And you only want to have enable selection locks checked when you're actually using locks. I think it may or may not be just a teeny bit faster with it not selected. And that's everything I wanted to show about the scene view. Thanks for listening.